Lauren, that was great. I think what I took from that presentation was buildings for people, actually. Buildings for people and participation. So that was heartening because, I often sit in rooms full of planners and consultants and architects, and I often don't get a sense that they're building buildings for people. So that was very inspiring. Today's event, I think, is really important in terms of the pressures that we've got in public service and in the private sector in terms of development going forward. I'm very grateful to Kirk Leeds for hosting the event today, and I look forward to seeing the outputs and the write-ups of the discussions. And thank you to Keith and my team, who I know has been working with many of you on the reference framework, which I think is going to be a very important tool. One of the things that's on our mind in a government that is, as everyone knows, very focused on decentralisation, focused on localism, is what is the contribution of the central state in the development of the narrative, in the development of the policy, and in a world where I've got teams of staff that are actually not anymore writing reams and reams of guidance and sending out diktats from the centre. Someone's saying hurrah! How do we support you? How do we become enablers? But more importantly, how do you transfer knowledge between yourselves, locally, sub-regionally, nationally, internationally? So I think this is a very, very important event, and we want to understand more of how that can be supported from the centre, and where we can learn also. Because I'll just share a little anecdote. When I was thinking in PERDA, the kind of period between the calling of the election and the elections, in PERDA civil servants don't do much policy development, but they think great thoughts, and they look at manifestos, and they think about how they might implement manifesto commitments of different political parties. When we had our PERDA period, and we thought about local enterprise partnerships, our new kind of tool for bringing the private and public sectors together locally. And we sent advice to our ministers with some ideas about scenarios and models and how it all might all work, and we were very proud of that. And ministers sent it back and said, why are you modelling? Why are you doing scenarios? This is not for you to do. This is for local areas to come forward with ideas. So I have felt firsthand that commitment from government ministers for ideas to come up, bottom up, and for innovation. And I think we talk a lot about cost pressures and the need going forward to do more for less. I think actually it's not more for less, it's better for less. And I think conversations such as this help us deliver on that. I think I'm going to stop there and just say thank you very much for coming together, keep sharing with each other, lobby government to kind of think differently and think locally and be more place specific than we have been. We're trying, we're not always going to get it right, but I think there is a genuine new appetite for a different relationship with local areas. So I think this is kind of beginning of a journey, and I look forward to working with people in this room and others going forward.